Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Net. I'm Katie Olson, and I have the newest Rise edition, Leah Meyer, joining me. Welcome to Grand Rapids,
Thank
Leah.
you. I'm super excited to be here. I've heard really, really great things so far, and I'm just excited to get to Grand Rapids and meet everybody and have a great season.
You were in the league last season. Where have you been and what have you been doing?
Yeah, so I was actually overseas I played overseas for 4 seasons. The first 2 seasons I was playing in Romania. I was in a small city just outside the capital of Bucharest. And then the 2 years after that, I was in France. So I was in Caen, the south of France. And then had the chance this past season to be in Paris. So I've been all over the place and really, really loved playing overseas, but was really excited when the opportunity came about to come back and play in front of my friends and family here in the US. So super excited about
I'm
that.
sure it was challenging playing so far away from home. You moved away, went to college, and then had to go overseas to play, now coming back. Who has been your biggest supporter throughout your career?
Oh gosh, that is a tough one. I have so many that it is difficult to pick one, but I might have to pick two and just say my parents. They just, from a very young age, they were super supportive, super motivating, and even being overseas, that's something really difficult to have your daughter so far away, and they're the most supportive people and cheer me on from across the ocean. And I'm just so grateful to have them. And so I would have to say my parents and then my sisters also, but it's like I said, tough to choose just one.
Yeah, definitely. Do you have any pregame rituals?
I do. So this one's kind of funny. So I do have a very similar routine on a game day every day. I get up around the same time. I make this very similar breakfast, that kind of thing. But one thing that I've really gotten to a habit of doing is making a coffee not exactly, but usually about 3 hours before a game. And I use a mocha pot. So I don't know if you know what kind of machine that is. So it's actually it's an Italian style coffee. And so you make it on the stovetop. So it's kind of a little funky, like I said, but I've just fallen in love with the process of making coffee, not only that way, but other ways as well. And so, but on a game day, I have to use my mocha pot and make myself a little cappuccino before the game. So that's how I know that I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I learned something new about you that you have taken coffee making classes, and I had no idea what that really was. So that was a little bit, are there multiple different ways of making coffee?
Yeah, yeah. So there's different ways that you can prepare it, different machines. There's the French press, the AeroPress. You can use an espresso machine, all that kind of stuff. And that's all stuff that I actually learned in that coffee class. So it's funny because I actually got that coffee class for my mom for her birthday. And I kind of just went along because I do really enjoy coffee, like I said. So I kind of just sat in on that class and it was super cool because there's so many things that go into making a single cup of coffee that you would never even think about. And so I think just getting to know the background a little bit more was super cool. And I've always had the dream of kind of opening my own coffee shop one day. So I think that was kind of just a really, really cool experience for me. And if anyone else is interested, I would highly recommend doing anything like that. So
That's awesome. Now, besides coffee making, do you have any other hidden talents?
hidden talents. Oh, that's a tough one. Oh, I don't know. Let's come back to that. I need to think about that one. I
Don't
don't know
feel
if I would say
now.
talents. I have other passions and other hobbies, but I don't know about talents. That's a tough one.
What what is the coolest place you have visited?
I would say the coolest place that I visited is probably Costa Rica. So a few years ago, my best friend was actually living down there for a few months, and we got to go visit. We stayed in Tamarindo, Costa Rica, which was absolutely beautiful, and got to go surfing in Nosara, which is another little small surf town. And it's just kind of a place that I never anticipated that I would be able to go to. And just getting down there, we went on a couple hikes to see some beautiful waterfalls, and just the experience overall was breathtaking and just incredible. And I would go back in a heartbeat and would again recommend anyone, if they have the chance to go, to definitely go. It's absolutely beautiful. So
Well, you could say surfing is a hidden talent if you were successful.
I will say I was very shocked. I stood up on my first try. So that's like one thing that I'm gonna toot my own horn on because I was not expecting to do that. And it was a very pleasant surprise when I got to ride that wave in the first time. So
All right. Last thing, what advice would you give to the younger version of yourself or any kids looking to follow in your footsteps?
I would just say, and this is something that I have been trying to follow recently too, just do the hard things. You're going to come across a lot that, bumps in the road and things like that are going to kind of deter you or frustrate you. And I think just pushing through those moments is kind of what makes you a strong person and makes you better. And that's in life and in volleyball. So I think just continuing to push through those bumps and do the hard things. I think it's a very simple statement, but I think it can be applied to a lot. And like I said, I've been applying it to a lot recently as well. So I think that's something that comes to my mind right away when I think of that. So
Awesome. Well, thank you, Leah, for joining me, and welcome to the Grand Rapids Rise.
thank you. I appreciate it. It was nice to meet you.